After studying human behavior for the last 15 years, here is why I'm convinced human design is the missing link to everything. Welcome to Life Talks with Lex, a podcast where we keep it real, raw, and relevant as we explore conscious conversations about the human experience and all of life's conditions. I'm your host, Coach Lex, a self-development and leadership empowerment coach whose mission and passion is to bring more love, joy, peace, and empowerment to individuals on a real level. I have a heavy background in human services, psychology, mental health, behavioral health care, human design, astrology, and much more. I am so glad that you're here and hope you subscribe and stick with me through this season and beyond to be a part of the Conscious Collective. Hey all, great show today. I'm excited to have you guys here with me. If you are completely new to human design, you are in for a treat because I am going to share some things that will knock your fucking socks off. But before we jump into that, just a couple of housekeeping things. One, if you love this show, if you keep coming back every week, every 2 weeks for more content, and you like what I'm sharing on this platform, then please, please, please subscribe. Please rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It is how we put this content in front of more people. If it is having a profound effect on you, please pay it forward. Please share it with someone else within your network who you know could also benefit. In order to create the change we want to see in the world, we have to also be representatives of that change. And so I create this show for you to take away more love, joy, peace, awareness, education. And that in turn has a ripple effect on you and the world around you. So let's keep the momentum going there. The only way more people get in front of this show is through you. Is by you sharing it, is by you rating it and reviewing it and calling attention to it. And it also puts us in more connection, which brings me to point number 2. Natural Influencers is a series that I do on this show to highlight and interview extraordinary individuals from across the globe that are having a profound impact on others and humanity. And it doesn't have to be within their work. It doesn't have to be something that they get paid for. But I'm looking for individuals that are actively making a difference within their community, within their circles, within the world, that is having an influence on others in a positive way, having a positive impact. So if you know someone, or if you are someone who is a natural influencer, who is having that impact, who is starting something to generate impact, reach out to me. Please reach out to me at alexischristycoaching@gmail.com. I want to hear from you. I want to talk to you. I want to showcase your efforts because we need more of that in the world. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I have a very exciting announcement. I will be hosting another free Intro to Human Design workshop. I hosted one back in August. For those of you that couldn't make it or you weren't aware of it, now is your chance to save your spot for this one. It will be Saturday, November 2nd, and it will teach you how to read your unique human design and why it's so important. We will go through all the layers of human design that will teach you how to read your own chart and how to start implementing some of that knowledge into your life. Again, this will happen on Zoom, so those that register for the event will receive the replay. However, I highly, highly, highly suggest if you can make it live, you show up live, because those that show up live will be entered to win their own personalized human design deep dive with me that will take a look at your human design type, strategy, definition, strengths, life's work, purpose, etc., etc. It is a $250 value, and I go deep, like real deep. So if I were you, I would show up live for your chance to win a free human design deep dive. Head over to alexischristie.com/uniquely designed. That's alexischristie.com/uniquely designed to register and save your spot now. For those of you that aren't rushing over to alexischristie.com to register your spot because you're wondering what human design even is and why you should even attend this event, glad you're here. Remember back in high school when you were trying to figure out who you were and like what you wanted out of life and what job you should work according to your personality type, and they would give you these tests, maybe a Myers-Briggs personality test, and you would answer like 100 questions, and you'd have to identify based on the statements, yes, this is most likely or least likely me, or I do this most of the time or none of the time, or I do this sometimes. And all of those tests were just you self-reporting, and they were totally subjective, but somehow they were able to come up with an entire identity of who you were based on your responses. The problem with those tests is that, again, they're subjective. So what you answer today might not be the same as what you answer, say, 2 months from then, right? Because you're constantly evolving, you're constantly changing. And so to self-report, like, yeah, I do this sometimes, oh, I don't do this that often, is constantly changing. It's not an accurate portrayal necessarily of who you are. For instance, I think back in high school, I took a Myers-Briggs test, and my type happened to be INFP. And then I took another Myers-Briggs test, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago now, and I was an INTP. And those are two totally different personality types, right? And it's not because, I've changed and I've become a totally new person. It's because I don't see things in the same way maybe I did back then, right? So it's constantly changing. And it's the same thing for like Enneagram or any of those tests that ask you kind of those measurable questions where you're self-reporting. It's not going to stay the same. But human design just asks for the objective facts. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? When were you born? What time were you born? Human design is a holistic self-knowledge system that combines science, ancient wisdom, spirituality, everything. It combines quantum physics, the chakra energy system, biology, astrology, the I Ching, the Kabbalah. It is amazing. It's holistic because it doesn't say, let's just use this one way to determine who we are. It says, let's use everything we have at our disposal to really take a look at who we are by design and what our potential is. It's more of like, it's less of a self-identification tool and more of a human potential tool. It's literally like a navigation system. It's like a built-in GPS that literally gives us direction. Like, okay, Here's what you got. Here's the vehicle you have. This is really the best route for your energy type. This is the best route to take. This is where you'll experience the least amount of resistance. This is where you might experience the most amount of resistance. Here's all the tools at your disposal that you inherently have access to. Here's what you may not have access to. Here's what you'll need to pick up along the way. It is really remarkable. It gives us insight into that age-old question of nature nurture, because it shows us that life is both. We are a product of both. And when you look at your body graph, which is just the term we use to describe your human design chart, you can actually see a visual of that, because everybody's body graph is different. Everybody has the same layout of design. Like, we all have the 9 centers: the head center, the conceptualization center, the communication center, the core, the sacral, the spleen, so on and so forth. We all have the same centers within the body, and we all have the same gene keys or gates or traits within the body. We don't all have access to them. We don't all have the same access to them, the same activations, the same strengths, the same process. And that's where looking at your chart will show you the differentiation, will show you the personalization of your nature versus what you may not have innately, which is your nurture. And I say this is the missing link because at some point we really decided we were going to appoint gurus to like draw up maps for different aspects of life. Like, oh, if you're going to be a business owner, this is what you need to do. This is who you need to be. These are the things that you need to master. Do it this way and you're guaranteed success. You know, we set up all these rules for life, these unofficial handbooks. Well, if you want to live the American dream, you're going to complete all 12 years of school, and then you're going to apply to college, and then after college, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Like, this is just a one-size-fits-all manual for all human beings. And then what happens is if we don't fit that manual, or if we use that map and it doesn't lead us to the destination, or we feel stuck along the way, we then start to internalize, well, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I can't do this. I'm somehow missing something. I'm not made to do X, Y, and Z. It's bullshit. We are all connected through our humanity. Yes. There is a oneness between human life. However, we are not all the same. We are not all the same. And so by applying that one-size-fits-all, guru-oriented concept to our lives, we do ourselves a huge disservice because we are not all meant to move in the same way. We are not all meant to fit in the same box. But I think at times we think we are, because sometimes even when we step out of the box, we're like, oh God, it's uncomfortable out here. Like, they're ostracizing me. It's not cool to not fit in this box. I just kind of want to, like, even if I don't want to fit in the box, I kind of want to try to fit in the box so that I won't feel this insane level of discomfort. The truth is, if we really knew the way we were meant to live individually instead of the way we think we should, there'd be a hell of a lot less resistance, a hell of a lot less anxiety and fear and worry and misery. And that's why I love human design, because it literally proves that our roads are not all paved the same way. It literally proves that we are not all meant to take the same route. And that when we follow the compass within, we are in such greater alignment to the opportunities, the people, the joy, the prosperity, that we are literally meant for. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When I came across human design, I was a little skeptical. I was like, I'm really familiar with astrology. I'm familiar with the Enneagram. I've done the Myers-Briggs. I've pretty much, any self-development, self-knowledge tool that's out there, I've used it. I'm like a self-development junkie. But I thought, oh, this is just some new tool. It's trending. It's popular now on social media. And I really didn't know much else about it. But I'm one of those people, if something even remotely sparks my interest, I've got to study it. Like, I've got to research it. I've got to dive deep into it. I've got to know it in and out. I've got to know its flaws. I've got to know its impact. I've got to know it. So that's exactly what I did. I started reading about human design. I picked up a couple human design books. I was studying in my free time. I obviously ran my own chart. And when I ran my own chart, then I was like, this is eerily accurate. Like, I don't know. I got to figure out more around how this works. So then I paid a significant amount of money to get coached in human design, to study human design from a human design and a human design for business expert named Julie Ciardi. Please look her up. She's a fucking wizard. And she previously worked for IBM. She was their VP of marketing for 22 years, I believe. When she left IBM, she went into coaching. She started studying human design, got into human design for business, and now she helps small business owners, coaches, women to maximize and optimize their unique human design. And it is fucking powerful. But she teaches all of these courses. And when I started learning from her, I was like, this is invaluable. Like, this is so incredible. I need to implement it. I need to bring it into my coaching because I already work with a lot of women who are multi-passionate, multi-talented, multi-capable, and usually just feeling lost, like lost within the possibilities of everything that they could do, lost within themselves. They don't trust themselves. They lack a confidence within themselves. They lack the ability to see their inherent worthiness. And, my coaching, my motto has always been around bringing people back home to themselves and reminding them of the power within and doing work around that. But when I brought in human design, it really nailed that message in of like, okay, if you don't want to hear it from me, if you don't believe it, here it is. Here is everything that you are and everything you could be. Here's your life's work, your purpose, your radiance, your evolution. You have it. It's there. And it's not from me telling you, it's from this entire body graph showing you that it's there. And giving you the guidance and the direction to show you, hey, if you move according to your design, like if you use your decision-making strategy, if you use the energy within this to build your business, to make choices, to go after what you want, to nurture yourself, then you're almost guaranteed to be in alignment with what you want. It's so incredibly powerful. And so once I knew that, I was like, there's no way I'm not using this, because I already had an issue with building this one size fits all program for women who each have unique situations and are unique people. So this allows me to really, really, really work custom one-on-one with people. In fact, now I just refer to this as the cheat code to life, because Human design is perfect if you are someone who has constantly been curious about your life's work, your purpose. You want to understand yourself better. You want to understand how to better make better decisions in the world. You want a new way of seeing yourself. You want to instill more confidence in your abilities. It's perfect. I mean, perfect. If you are a person who is in between jobs right now, maybe you're leaving an industry you've been in for a really long time and you're like, I need something new. I don't know what that new is. I don't know where I should be looking. I don't know how I can take everything I am and everything I have and apply it to something totally different. Human design is excellent for that. Excellent for that. Because it's going to show you inherently what you bring to the table and give you some pretty masterful insights on how to leverage that for like optimal success. I have literally watched human design transform people in front of my eyes. Like transform their entire lives, their entire way of being, just by being able to use what they already have and move differently. Really incredible. It's funny actually because I had a client last week leave a video review of her human design deep dive experience and how it's drastically transformed her professional life, her career, and her ability to be in alignment with opportunities. When I tell you guys, the way I've watched it unfold has been like magic. I don't know how else to describe it. It has literally been like the insane amount of magnetism and momentum that she is experiencing now is unmatched. Like, it's wild. When she came to me to get read, she was in a space working part-time, service industry, customer service, and being severely underpaid. She had a dream. She wanted to really tap into her spiritual gifts and study herbology, read tarot, all of these things, right? So we look at her design. I'm like, let me see what you're working with. Let me see what you got. And there were a few things within her design where it just cracked me up, because when she came to me, she was like, I really want to do this, but I don't think I can yet. I think I need to like go to school or like take a certification course for herbology, and like maybe I need to do this and I need to do that. And she just kept like putting all of these ideas into her head of like, I need to do more and I need to be more and I need to be more qualified and I need to be more certified. And what I was watching was her unconscious design fight her conscious personality. Like, her conscious personality is what we call the heretic, the universal messenger, the person that is here as a healer with great responsibility to the world, that has these gifts, that is designed to bring them out as practical solutions to the masses. That's literally her design. But her unconscious design is the investigator. Is that I need to know more, I need to do more before I can act, I need to dive deep, I need to go in, hence why she did the deep dive with me, right? Because I need to know more, I need to have more, I need to be more, I need to do more. And I said, these two parts of you are at odds with one another. It's not a bad thing. It's just you need to be aware that this side is here, because it's going to come in handy for a lot of things. But what you want to do, you've already got. It's already innate. You don't need any more certifications, qualifications, whatever. It's your unconscious design trying to protect you, to keep you safe, but you've got it, girl. Like, you've got it. And here's what else you got. that's going to be a strength to you going after this. So about 2 months later, I watched the transformation unfold. I watched her, create an Instagram page and start showing up in her energy and start creating videos. I watched her land her first art show, her first tarot art show in the space that she was working. I watched her start getting in front of all of these new people, landing events, creating business cards, the momentum that she picked up and the opportunities that were just flooding in because she knew, oh my God, I'm doing myself a disservice by trying to do it this way because I think I should, instead of listening or being mindful of the innate way I'm meant to move. Whoa. And it's still going on. Like, I am obsessed with the momentum that she's in right now, all because she has a greater understanding of her unique design. So incredible. Then I had another individual. I did not do a full deep dive with her, but she had just graduated nursing school, and she had all these interviews set up. She had passed her nursing exams, had all these interviews set up with different hospitals, and she was really nervous going into it because she's like, oh my God, it's been so long since I've sat in an interview. I don't even know, like, I know I have the educational background, but I don't have all the experience, and I have my externship, but I don't have. So I said, let's just look at your design. Let's just look at it. Let's see what's there. And I gave her a few insights on what was in her design. And I did not expect the impact it had on her. But she was able to leverage those insights, and then she went back and she did her own study, because that's the other part of this. Like, it's cool to get a deep dive, and let me tell you, I go deep on the deep dives. I really do, because I am a person who needs to go deep. Like, it's not enough for me to be like, okay, yeah, this is you, and do your own study. I'm like, let me just share one more thing. Let me share one more thing. Let me share one more thing. So, like, when you book with me, know that you're getting like triple the value, because that's just who I am. So she did her own study, and what she found was that all week long, she was interviewing much differently than she would have not knowing this, because she had a newfound awareness. She had a newfound perspective. She had new language to articulate her strengths and her weaknesses. She had a visual of who she was and who she could be and what she could do and how to leverage it. By the end of that week, she had offers from every single hospital that she had applied to. And the one thing that was consistent with every single hospital she had interviewed for was how self-aware she was. That's what she kept telling me. They were all so impressed by how self-aware I was, because she had this tool fresh in her mind. She used her design to articulate what she already had. And then at the end of the week, when she had all of those offers sitting in her inbox, she used her unique human design decision-making strategy to make the best decision for her. And that decision just so happened to be Yale New Haven Hospital. When I tell these stories, I get chills, because you guys have to understand, this is my pride and joy. To see people flourishing in their own fucking energy literally lights a fire within me. I am so inspired, motivated, fulfilled by seeing people in alignment, like to opportunity and money and prosperity and love and joy and peace. It brings me, like, my life is complete. If I've done that for one person, if I've given one person the insights and the clarity and the guidance that they need to unlock that level of alignment, my work here is done. It's never done, but you know what I mean. Like, it literally brings me an unimaginable amount of joy that I really can't truly express with words without you think I'm blowing smoke up your ass. But really, there's nothing that makes me happier than to see people thriving, and thriving in a way that is authentic. It's not because they faked it until they made it. It's because they really just utilized everything that they are. They didn't sacrifice who they are. They used who they are to show up and get paid for it, to show up and be loved for it, to show up and be celebrated because of it. Show me something better than that. I dare you. So you get to feel it. You get to practice it. You get to put it into place. I get to watch it unfold, and it is truly, truly magnificent. It's magnetic. And this is why I am going to keep talking about it, because really, if you feel lost and you're feeling like, I've tried everything and I don't know what else to do, and I don't know what direction to go in, and I don't know what it's going to take, please just try to learn your human design. Please, if you do nothing else, come to the Intro to Human Design workshop that I'm hosting and just learn more about it. Learn how to read your own design. It's not easy. You know, there's a lot that goes into it, but it's you. If you're going to invest time and energy into one thing, please let it be yourself. Because A, it's the one thing you can control. And B, it's the one thing you take with you everywhere you go. You. Make that authentic. Make that truly aligned to what you're meant to do, how you're meant to serve, how you're meant to move through life. And I promise you, it will make a world of a difference. So on November 2nd, you want to be there, because we're going to dive into all the different types, the different decision-making strategies, the channels, the strengths, the traits, the energy centers, the definition, what differentiates us, how that impacts environment, how it impacts compatibility, all of that. So you do not want to miss it. Head to alexischristie.com/uniquely designed. Save that spot. Even if you're a little unsure that you might be able to make it live, go register and just save your spot so that at least you'll be guaranteed the replay, because you're going to want this information to work with. And if you're someone who was in the previous workshop and you've done some of your own studying on your human design, but you want to go deeper, you want that next breakthrough, you want to start unlocking more insights and knowing how to leverage them, book a human design deep dive with me. Both links are in the show notes. Both links are on my website. And you owe it to yourself to use these tools. Life is really good when you're living it, and yours is not up for negotiation. I'll see you on November 2nd. Love you. If you enjoyed today's episode of Life Talks with Lex, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. To stay current on all the latest from Coach Lex, you can find me on Instagram at Alexis Christie Coaching, or shoot me an email, alexischristiecoaching@gmail.com, with any comments, questions, concerns, or topics you'd like to see explored on the show. I look forward to hearing from all of you, and I look forward to the next conscious conversation.